Canada giving tax dollars to a group with links to terrorism. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. While Liberal Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is off in Cuba sucking up to a dictatorial regime, one that's denied basic rights and freedoms for decades, one of his ministers did the unthinkable in Ottawa. She announced funding for a group with well-documented ties to terrorism. International Development Minister Marie-Claude issued a news release announcing that Canada will be giving $25 million to UNRWA, the United Nations Relief and Works Agency, an agency with well-documented ties to Hamas, a banned terror organization in Canada, the U.S., and many other countries. The ties are so close that the Harper Conservatives removed UNRWA from their list of development partners. The Conservatives demanded answers about this move in the House of Commons on Wednesday.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it's well documented that schools run by the United Nations Relief and Works Agency within the Palestinian Authority have incited terrorism against Israel. The Conservative government rightly cut UNRWA's funding because we had no assurances about where the money was going. While the Prime Minister claims to support Israel, his actions prove otherwise. How can he ensure these dollars will not put Israeli citizens at further risk? Or is this just another down payment of Canadian tax dollars to win him a UN Security Council seat?
What was the Liberal response? Well, it wasn't to deal with the substance of the problem. It was to give glib answers.
Palestinian refugees are amongst the poorest and the most vulnerable, and it is my mandate to help them. This is why, after conducting meaningful oversight and negotiating an agreement that includes robust control measures, I announced today that Canada is providing $25 million in funding to UNRWA for their security and development, but also for the stability of the region. I prefer to see these children in UN schools, classrooms, than in the street.
And what could these Palestinian children possibly learn in school? How to kill Jews. Check out this report and headline in the Jerusalem Post. It's from just last week. Experts, over 200 U.S.-approved textbooks teach Palestinians to kill Jews. The report, as I said, came out just a week ago. Now we're giving money to UNRWA to help run schools. Now, these textbooks are used in UNRWA schools, according to the report, which reads over 200 U.S. government-approved textbooks used in hundreds of Palestinian UNRWA-sponsored schools are reportedly teaching Arab children between the 1st and 9th grades to kill Israelis, sacrifice themselves as martyrs, and drive Jews out of the country. Just lovely. This is what UNRWA allows in their schools, and we're going to give them $25 million, all we're told, to help vulnerable Palestinians. Now, if you want to help vulnerable Palestinians, you don't need to give money to Jew-hating groups like UNRWA. The Harper government cut UNRWA off for good reason. But that doesn't mean they stopped giving humanitarian aid to Palestinians, not even Palestinians in the Gaza Strip controlled by banned terrorist group, Hamas. As we told you when we launched our Stop Helping Hamas campaign 10 months ago, even while cutting off Hamas-linked UNRWA, the Conservatives provided millions of dollars in humanitarian assistance to development groups in the Palestinian territories. For example, in the 2012-2013 fiscal year, CETA, our Foreign Aid Department, as it was then called, spent $26.7 million in the West Bank and Gaza. Now, that's a lot of money, but it went to partners like the Red Cross and Red Crescent societies rather than to UNRWA. Now, why is UNRWA so bad, you're wondering? Well, this is a group whose unions, the ones that represent their workers, have been controlled by Hamas for years. It's done through elections. Hamas is in control. But that's just the tip. This is also an organization with a long history of teaching hatred towards Israel and Jews in UNRWA-run schools. Now, they'll claim they don't supply the textbooks, but given that this is a UN agency funded by foreign governments like Canada's, and we don't like this stuff, well, they could reject Jew-hating texts or violence-promoting texts. But they don't. Every once in a while, when they're caught, they will stop, and then they're back at it again until caught again. They also have a history of letting UNRWA properties like hospitals and schools be used by Hamas. These are just unfortunately a few examples that all happened during the Hamas rocket attacks on Israel in the summer of 2014. August 2nd, 2014, 11 mortar shells fired by terrorists from the vicinity of an UNRWA school in the Zaytun neighborhood in Gaza and UNRWA facilities, a clinic and distribution center in Jabalia. August 1st, IDF documented a rocket launcher pad in the vicinity of Al Matal Hotel in a refugee camp, the UN sign clearly on the building's roof. July 30th, 2014, IDF forces uncovered an attack tunnel reportedly dug from inside an UNRWA health clinic in the area of the Khan Yunis. Well, during IDF searches, Hamas operatives exploded 12 charges inside the building, killing 3 Israeli soldiers. July 25th, 2014, Palestinian terrorists fire mortar shells and anti-tank rockets in the vicinity of an UNRWA school and from inside of it, causing the death of an Israeli soldier. July 24th, 2014, IDF spokesperson says in recent days, Hamas launched rockets in the area of the Bet Hanun, where an UNRWA shelter is located. Now, we've been petitioning the Trudeau government on this for months. We don't think Canadian tax dollars should be going to a group with terrorist ties. We started our Hamas campaign, the Stop Helping Hamas campaign, 10 months ago on February 17th, 2016. After that, the Trudeau Liberals delayed. They denied they were looking at funding UNRWA, and then, just as Justin Trudeau is out hanging with the Castro brothers, his government announces funds for a terror-linked group. Maybe this is what he meant by Canada is back, terrorists and dictators. If you think this is wrong, if you think this should be stopped, I'm asking you to sign our petition at stophelpinghamas.ca. If you've already signed the petition, then please share this video on Facebook so that your friends, your family, your fellow Canadians know what's being done in their name. Encourage them to sign the petition and to stand for real Canadian principles. If you like what you just saw, make sure that you click here down below. Never miss a Rebel video again. You'll subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can head on over to the rebel.media, become a member, and access premium content that only members have access to.